Hey everybody, welcome to a new year, new me. We have a lot of exciting news I'm going to cover in this video, including a complete tour of all of the disasters that are my current workspaces and plans for the future, big ones. So I figured why not start this video in the car that I have owned the longest time, which is this. Anybody know what it is? Kabam! Kabam! What you are looking at is one of the rarest cars, well, rarest Audis anyway, in America. This is a 95 Audi S6 Avant. I have owned this car for an extremely long time. I've completely repainted it. I've done an RS2 swap on it, countless other mods. And yeah, I might be saying goodbye to it this year. I still love the car, I love driving it, but times are changing. Biggest reason for this episode is that I am officially announcing that Sarah and I are moving. We are moving to the house that I grew up in, and that has been so much work because I have a lot of shit. So I figured I'm just going to show you guys where I'm starting. You're going to see a lot of these workspaces in the future as I continue to work on projects. And I would appreciate any ideas you have, because right now the situation is such that I have a ton of stuff going into this place without a lot of storage for it all. So I'm gonna give you a tour of 3 different workspaces in this house and my plans for the future. Full disclaimer, none of this stuff is organized. I have not spent really any effort making any of this look good. It is an absolute shit show. I realize this, you don't need to tell me about it, but I am looking for suggestions if you have any. So let's get back to it. So this is the lower garage. It is a very nice workspace. It has its own furnace in the corner, tons of storage over there. This is kind of a blank slate right here. Oh, what's this? Is that an OMC V8 with a missing crankshaft? Could it be at the machine shop, boys? Well, let's save that. Basically, we have a ton of room on this side of the wall before it intrudes on where a car could be. So there's a lot of potential here. We have an old Sansui receiver, some monster realistic Mach 2s that I need to refoam the woofers. And then in this corner you can see we kind of have a little place for doing some work here. We have a nice vise, shitty drill press, benchtop grinder, and some more storage under here. Tons of tools. These, fun fact, are all baby food jars from when I was a kid. So that's storing all sorts of different hardware. This full of tools. This is a nice little spray cabinet. You could relocate this thing anywhere. Here is the furnace, which I currently have to jump start because the pressure switch went bad. So what you need to do is you need to unhook where the pressure switch was and then turn the furnace on. Having a heated place to work is awesome. Over here we have a ton of other tools and OMC V8 parts, more tools, more parts, sandblasting cabinet, and a pile of crap in the corner. Now, as you can see, you can fit like 2 cars in here, or you could fit a boat trailer, which would be pretty sweet. So the big issue is that this workshop is inaccessible pretty much most of winter because you need to drive in between the houses to get to it. So it's kind of like longer term storage. In terms of plans, the other thing I'm thinking about right away is where the hell I'm going to store all my wheels. I don't even know how many sets of wheels I have right now, but this is looking like a potential spot for wheels. You can see on the ground here, we have a duct. So, I mean, a wheel would sit pretty flush depending on how wide that is. Here we have a ton of cabinets. Some of them are empty. Some of them cannot shut. But they all have different stuff. So I've been slowly organizing stuff into drawers. But I'm pumping the brakes because this isn't the only room. This is just the first room that I'm going to show you guys. This layout, I haven't messed with it too much. I would love to take everything off this and just reorganize. We definitely need a lot of storage for spray cans because there's none of that right now. So I want to get some shelving up high here, maybe with a French cleat. But what I was thinking for this space is I have a few engine projects going right now. We have the OMC V8. I have a BMW M30 B35 for the Bavaria, and I have a Honda B16, and I have a Mercury 2-stroke V6. So I think we could fit 4 engine stands right here, which kind of makes me wonder what should go here. This shelf system is kind of falling apart. There's some nice wood in it. I don't know, maybe I'll be able to save it. My thought was basically this could be engine assembly, longer term projects, and I don't know, but putting woodworking equipment in here where you're going to store vehicles doesn't seem like a good idea just because it generates so much dust. Which leads us to the next room, which is the wood shop. This is the wood shop, sort of. This is basically the basement of the house, and it's got some major issues, but let's go past this divider wall, shall we? Here we are. We have an extremely dangerous radial arm saw. I don't know how many lives this has taken, but so far I've been able to operate it without losing the ability to count to 10. Before we keep going, let's talk about the room itself. So one of the big issues this house has is this basement floods really bad anytime it rains or the snow melts. So you can kind of see there's a lot of mud and water in all of these places. Yeah, there's some more right there. But basically what that means is that whatever I do, I have to try to keep everything off the floor. So far, what I have done is there was wood stacked everywhere in here. I don't even have videos to show you guys when I first got here, but I probably threw away like 3 garbage cans full of rotting, molding wood just because it had been touching the ground. And when the water gets in there, it acts like a wick and it just stays moist forever and it just starts rotting. So got rid of all that, and then I built this rack here just to try to get as much of the wood off the ground as possible. This is not its final form. You can see I've got some storage here for sheet materials, and then these pipes here for storing boards, but that is complete chaos as well. Over here, there were originally some very chintzy tables that looked like they were maybe for holding t-shirts at a retail store. I got rid of those and I picked up these 2 incredible industrial strength cabinets. You know, this is what the kind of stuff you'd see in a factory. These things weigh a couple 100 pounds each, and the idea is to put most of the permanent woodworking equipment on here. Right now we just have a lathe, I don't know, a buffer wire wheel, and a sander. This is my newest creation. So I mentioned dust earlier. The dust has been one of the big challenges. My dad used this workshop for decades without really much of any dust collection. And with decades of stuff piled on top of here, there was so much fine woodworking dust from like particle boards and MDF and plywoods that it was super toxic. So what I wound up doing was coming in here with compressed air and just blowing it off and then running this HEPA air purifier. That does not move enough air. So my newest creation has been this, which is an old box fan. And you can see that I built a crude channel here just to hold a couple furnace filters. We are using a MERV 11 and then a MERV 8 filter in front of that. So you have the coarse filter first to catch the big stuff. You can kind of see it's starting to get dirty, but this has been a game changer. Just being able to collect the dust near the machine you're using is awesome. I'm still using PPE and everything and my mask, but dust collection is going to be a big part of whatever I'm doing down here. Not just this, but I mean, like, we need to plan a system if I'm going to be using this, because it seems like I'm going to be needing to use this a lot in order to build the storage for the other rooms. Like that first shop I showed you guys, we're going to need to put shelves and storage in there for more stuff. Now we have this radial arm saw. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. It is pretty sweet because you can do miter cuts and chop cuts as well as ripping with the same machine. I really don't understand why these are considered dangerous. It can pull wood like any other machine, so this one works fine and I don't have a problem with it. We have these huge shelves here. My dad must have built these in the house, and judging by the stamping on the plywood, I think he probably did that in around 1968. Dad, why did you keep so much f***ing wiring? Why was this? Oh, okay. Yep. And they have been here my whole life. It took me forever to clean these things out, but now they're pretty much empty. I do want to move them over here because then we can move the saw toward the wall and have a dust collection system, all that. But they're too long, so we're gonna have to section that. And yeah, we need shelves here for more stuff. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm pretty overwhelmed moving 2 houses of stuff to one place. All right, now we are in the last space, which is the upper garage. This is a huge garage. It can shove 4 cars in here. It's kind of tight side to side, but it's very deep. Now, since I have been spending time here, the first thing I did was address the lighting. If anyone has a garage and they do not run 8-foot LED fixtures, you're making a mistake. They're so cheap. They're so cheap, you guys. On eBay, I think I paid less than $13 for each one. Just type in 8-foot LED on eBay and search by price. You gotta look for bulk. Don't buy them individually. I think I bought 15 of them or 12 of them, but dude, the light has been such a huge upgrade. Previously, there were just some lights up on the corner of the wall there. And the funniest thing was they all had photocells. So if you turn the switch on, sometimes it would say, nah, dude, you're good. You got enough light. And I'm like, no, I do not. Other than that, we haven't really done anything. You can see the ceiling is failing everywhere because my dad did the drywall himself and he did not reinforce any of the joints where the drywall ends come together. He didn't really know what he was doing with the drywalling, which is kind of like a microcosm of a lot of things in this house. Right here, this area, I think I might be able to move my workbench from my lower garage at my other house. It should be about the right depth and length, and I think I could fit my toolbox there. The issue is that the attic access is right here, and this swings down with a ladder, so whatever I do here needs to be removable, or I need to relocate the attic access to a different area of the garage, which I would probably be okay with. Because if you don't have the ability to move a car right here, you're doing something wrong. So we'll see on that. We got some storage in here. Have not really gone through this. In my last video, I introduced you guys to Primetime, the cabin cruiser I grew up with. And I believe Primetime has a lot of parts right in here. Yeah, here's the engine covers right there. So more boat parts, more storage over here with stuff that I've slowly been organizing. But again, I've kind of been in between houses, so I haven't really put a huge amount of effort into organizing this space at all. So it's just kind of been haphazard. Working on a buddy's outboard right here. That's gonna get a new water pump and a new carburetor. Over here, we have a pile of boat covers and car covers and stuff that I have not dug into yet, but that'll happen at some point. I was thinking maybe doing bike storage along the wall here, but I want to be able to access the bikes because I love biking. Yeah, and then the floor is also a disaster. It's fine, it's in good shape in terms of the slab, but the paint is just failing everywhere, so might need to be doing something about that as well. Overall, I mean, these are all great places to work, but they all have their issues. I mean, having a wood shop in the center of the basement without really any way to vent the air is super challenging. And I've been researching all the harm that dust can cause to your lungs if you're cutting up wood stuff. And yeah, we got to take that seriously. I was reading the other day that 30 minutes of exposure in a home wood shop is equivalent to like 6 months of working in a production environment. Like if you were working 8 hours a day in a cabinet making shop, 30 minutes will do it at a buddy's basement if you do not have good dust protection. So that's a huge challenge there. Up here, I think the biggest challenge is heat. I mean, this is a big garage, so it's gonna require a lot of energy to heat it. And I bought a couple 1500 watt electrical heaters, but that was like a small fart in here. It didn't really matter at all. So I can definitely see my breath, and it's very cold in here. And there's no storage. I mean, the walls are just sort of empty canvases. That corner right there where some stuff is hung up is the only part where I've tried to like organize it a little bit. The rest of it has just been haphazard. Throw this here, throw this there. And it's not good for my ADD, boys. I'm pretty scattered already. So to have 3 more workspaces that are complete shit shows on top of my other house, which I'm now disassembling, and now I'm at the point where like, is that tool here or there? And you know, I've also been split with time spent in Colorado as well, so it's been a challenge trying to keep everything organized. I don't know if anyone has any tips. What I'm doing is basically using an Excel spreadsheet to try to keep track of all my projects, all the costs, all the parts, with a separate tab for each vehicle or location. And now I am currently taking measurements of each workspace and then building that in SolidWorks so I can start playing around with different storage solutions and layouts and whatnot. The other struggle that I really have is, you'll notice there's not really many tools up here. And for someone who works on stuff a lot, all the tools being downstairs is a huge issue. I'll be like, oh, I need this, this, and this. And then by the time I get downstairs, I'm like trying to remember what I went down there for in the first place. So the lower garage is directly below this one. And so when I was a kid, this was a one-car garage. It was very tiny. And when my dad needed to redo the roof on his house, he wound up tearing down that one-car garage. The huge excavators came in here. They scooped out all of the dirt down there and then poured a foundation, used some of that interlocking foam block stuff for the walls, and then this is all Spancrete, so it's rated to support a lot of weight up here. But just like my other places that I'm used to working in, pretty low ceiling heights, so not really a great opportunity for an actual lift. So I'm gonna have to keep making do with my quick jacks, which I've been pretty happy with. Overall, I want this video to just be how scattered my whole life is right now, but hopefully we're going to be making progress this year in 2026. I know that there's a ton of you out there that want to see updates on the Stinger, along with the SST, which I haven't touched in years. The CB is so close to being done. We've got the Bavaria project now that I'm super excited about. I've been collecting parts for that thing for a while, and I finally think it's got some potential. But yeah, dudes, this is where I'm at. Welcome to the show. All right, I'm rambling. Let's go back downstairs because I'm freezing my balls off. All right, boys. Well, now we're back where we started in the lower garage. You have been shown 3 different shit shows, and I would love to hear any ideas you have for how you would organize these 3 different spaces, along with any details you have for the walls and storage, or just organizing in general, because my life is absolute chaos right now. I am excited about 2026. There's a lot of change happening in my life right now, but you know, you just got to go for it, which is what I'm doing. Hopefully this year we're going to see a lot of progress on some of the long-standing projects that I've had in the back burner. Really not looking for additional projects at this time unless it's like a really good deal. But for serious, thank you guys for watching. Again, leave some comments down below. Would love to hear what you think. Till next time, dudes.